Colorado, the Centennial State, known for things like microbreweries and the legalization of weed. Both things that are not suitable for a kid's game like Pokémon. Or advertiser friendly. Please don't demonetize me. So let's talk about Pokémon inspired by other parts of Colorado. Oh, Colorado. My home state and the main inspiration for the Fakemon region we've been creating, the Cornera Region. It is a hodgepodge of Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah, which is known as the Four Corners region in the US, because their borders meet to form, four corners. But as I said before, it is mainly based on Colorado, because I've lived there for 20 years. But while coming up with Fakemon for this region, I learned a lot of things I didn't know and made some cool Fakemon after them. But before we talk about those Fakemon, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with the Cornera region and all the other Fakemon content we do on this channel every week. What embodies the characteristics of a state more than its state symbols? We already have the state animal, the ram, as our fire starter line, the state bird, the lark bunting, as our regional bird line, the state fossil, the stegosaurus, as one of our fossil Pokemon. So how about the state flower? The Colorado blue columbine, though it looks like more of a purple to me. The way this flower is shaped reminded me a lot of the shape of the flower on Gossifleur's head. So why not make a regional variant out of it? Meet Cornera Gossifleur. It is now grass poison type. The poison typing is a reference to the high toxicity levels in the seeds and roots of the columbine. Cornera Gossifleur evolves into Cornera Eldegoss, which turns its cotton-like bloom into more of a flower bush instead, which just fits perfectly. The flowers on their heads produce a sickeningly sweet aroma that will literally make you sick if you get too close. Next up is something so iconic to Colorado, every Coloradoan will definitely know it. And people who have flown into Colorado will probably know it too. Here is Lucifer. This nightmare-inducing sculpture is stationed right outside Denver International Airport. Yes, this hellspawn is what the city of Denver decided would be a good idea to greet people as they entered and exited our state. What's worse is not only does it look terrifying, but it has a terrifying story behind it. It killed its original sculptor. You heard me correctly, it fell on them and killed them. The sculptor's friends and family had to take over and finish it. Yeah, it's a little bit of a dark story, but it kind of fits because it's October, right? So I had to include some kind of reference to the patricidal sculpture, so here is Necromane. It is a ghost and fighting type, and as you can see, it kept Lucifer's beaming red eyes. Its ghost typing is a reference to Lucifer's tragic backstory, but also to the Mal de Ojo, or the evil eye, which is the superstitious belief that a malevolent glare can curse you. And you best believe those eyes can curse. The fighting type is a reference to the bucking broncos and rodeos, since that's what it looks like Lucifer is doing. On top of that, the Broncos are the official football team of Denver. So, all around, this mon is an amazing representation of Colorado. Trains! These locomotive titans are integral to Colorado history, and were vital in the growth of the state from 1880 to 1890. There are railroads all over the place here, so of course I had to reference them. So how about a bit of a unique regional variant? Meet Cornera Slowpoke. It is a pure ground type. It spends all its time laying around on train tracks, and causes the trains to stop so they can be removed. You can see over the generations in Cornera, it has gained this track-like pattern on its stomach and head. Its yellow stomach, pose, and typing are inspired by the yellow-bellied marmot, which is a ground squirrel found in the Rocky Mountains. The hanging out on train tracks is a reference to cattle and other wildlife that hang around train tracks. But unfortunately, the trains don't stop for them. Anyway, Slowpoke evolves! Something that has caused a change in Cornera Slowpoke's evolution is that shelter is not naturally found in Cornera. This has caused Slowpoke to adapt and evolve a bit differently. Meet Slowstack and Slowductor. Slowstack is a ground fire type, and evolves by leveling up Slowpoke while holding the new shovel item. Slowstack is a reference to firemen, Not those firemen, these ones, also known as stokers. They are the guys who load the coal into the steam engine's boiler firebox. Slowstack serves as a fireman on the trains of Cornera, using its highly adapted tail to shovel coal with great proficiency. Slowductor, on the other hand, is a ground steel type, and evolves by leveling up Slowpoke while holding the new train wheel item. It is based on train conductors. Slowductor operate as assistants to the train conductors and help keep the trains of Cornera running efficiently. I really love the story of this line. These pests to the train system become some of their most vital assets. So one of my favorite things I learned about when researching Fakemon ideas for the Cornera region is this sculpture called Isaac Heartstone that lives in Breckenridge, Colorado. He is a troll, sculpted out of recycled wood by the artist Thomas Dambo. This guy was so popular that he would get up to 3,000 visitors a day, and it got to the point where his neighbors asked for him to be torn down. But don't worry, he has been rebuilt in a new location, and you can still visit him. This big guy inspired the other pseudo-legendary of Cornera. Meet Gobleaf, Alpole, and Bulgur. They are all rock grass type. The rock typing is a reference to how most depictions of trolls have them made out of stone. And Isaac even has stone in his last name. The grass typing is a reference to Isaac being made out of wood, and trolls also being depicted wearing some kind of foliage as clothing or hair. The line also draws inspiration from Disney films. Gobleaf is a reference to the trolls in Frozen. Alpole is a reference to Flynn Rider from Tangled, and how they could never get his nose right. And Bulgur is a reference to the Earth Giants from Frozen 2. Bulgur's pose is even inspired by both Isaac and the Earth Giants. This line is also obsessed with the elements of its typing. Gobleaf likes to hide in piles of leaves in the fall and pretend to be part of the pile. Alpole carries rocks in its bag that are precious to its family. And Bulgur likes to sit and make little towers out of stones to pass the time, just like Isaac. But that's all the Colorado-based mons for now. Let me know which one was your favorite. Also, if you liked the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. With that, I will see you guys next time.